Hi guys. So this week's or today's read aloud is called Apples to Oregon. It is a tall tale. If you don't remember what a tall tale is, it's like a story with very exaggerated things. And this is about a family. They're coming from Iowa. They're traveling through the plains and the mountains and trying to get over to, I believe, Oregon. Milwaukee, Oregon. Apples to Oregon. My daddy loved growing apples, and when he got ready to pull up roots and leave Iowa for Oregon, he couldn't bear to leave his apple tree behind. So Daddy built two of the biggest boxes you could ever hope to see. Sorry, my dog needs a bone. Oh, here we go. So Daddy built two of the boxes you could ever hope to see. He set them into a sturdy wagon and shoveled in good wormy dirt. Then he filled every inch with little plants and trees, hundreds of them. Daddy was ready for the most daring adventure in the history of fruit. Apples ho, he cried. Along with apples, my dad took peaches, pears, plums, grapes, and cherries. And oh, by the way, he took us along too. We all had lots to do on the journey. Each morning I helped Mama bake biscuits while Daddy prepared for another long day on the trail. At night, Mama and I tucked in the little ones. Then Daddy fiddled lullabies under the stars. Why, I can still hear him crooning to the Gravensteins. Hush, little babies, don't you cry. Mama's gonna bake you an apple pie. And if that apple pie ain't sweet, Daddy's gonna munch you for his own special treat. There's Daddy, fiddling. We rolled along just fine till we came to the Platte River. It was wider than Texas, thicker than Mama's muskrat stew, and muddier than a cowboy's toenails. Just looking at it made my insides shrivel. The riverbank was crowded with folks in prairie schooners trying to get to the nerve to cross. When they saw us and all of our little fruit trees fluttering in the breeze, they burst out laughing. Those leaves will be brown as dirt before you hit the plains, declared one old geezer. Plains, scoffed someone else. That nursery wagon won't even make it up halfway across the river. But Daddy didn't let their talk worry him. He just looked me square in the eye and said, "Delicious, I'm going to need your help." Right then and there, we built a raft for his tiny trees, and then Daddy loaded me and my little sisters and brothers onto the edges. Now make sure my precious plants don't topple into the water, Daddy warned. Well, we hadn't gone far when that muddy drink started to pull us down. The peaches are plummeting, my sisters shouted. The plums are plunging, boomed my brothers. Don't let my babies go belly up, howled Daddy. I had to think quick. We were too heavy. If we don't go faster, we'll sink. We got to take off our shoes and kick. And so we kicked. Of course, we'd all been raised on apples, and everyone knows young'uns raised on apples are strong, mighty strong. Before you could say Johnny Appleseed, we kicked ourselves clear to the other side of the shore. But no sooner had we got every last tree loaded back into the wagon than I spied a foul-looking bunch of clouds stomping around the sun, just fit to be tied. Uh-oh, doesn't sound good. The wind began to throw everything around that wasn't lashed. Down our boots, baby Albert's diapers, every pot and pan Mama had, even our own little wagon. Next, hailstones big as plums came hurtling out of the sky. Guard the grapes! Protect the peaches, Daddy howled. So we all started tearing off our clothes and holding them over Daddy's darlings. Bonnets, petticoats, trousers, hats, even Daddy's drawers. My goodness. This family's really taking it seriously. Phew! At last the storm passed and Daddy's dainties were safe. After all that excitement, it felt good to hit the trail again. But before long, we came to an endless sandy desert. Now remember, us youngins didn't have our wagon or our boots, and in no time our feet were redder than the poison apple the old witch gave to Snow White. Delicious, this is our toughest challenge, said Daddy, wiping his brow. I followed him on my tippy toes. We gotta find a water hole or our babies are done for. Sure enough, by noon, the fruit trees began to droop. By 3, their itty-bitty tender leaves were getting crispy. By nightfall, Daddy was crying, a handful of dead branches pressed against his chest. I couldn't bear to see my daddy suffer, so early next morning I took off to look for water. But although I searched and searched, I couldn't even find a splash.